Thanks, Mark, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak here today. As mentioned, I'm the President of Valley Alliance. We are a grassroots association in the New England area based around Tamworth. We've got over 300 members, ranging from Walker in the north to Wallabadara in the south. We represent farmers, families and rural communities whose lives, livelihoods and landscapes are being fundamentally threatened by the current approach to renewable energy transmission development. To be clear, we are not opposed to energy transition, but we are opposed to the way it's being rolled out. It's being rolled out without social licence, without meaningful consultation, without any thought to the burden on future generations, and without any genuine regard for current communities expected to carry the cost. The proposed above-ground transmission infrastructure in our region brings serious and unacceptable impacts, including increased bushfire risk, environmental degradation, declining land values, mental health strain, deep visual scarring across some of our most productive and scenic farming country. These are not theoretical problems. They are already being felt and are completely evidenced. Energy Co has failed in its duty to consult transparently or competently. Valley Alliance and others right across New South Wales have made repeated complaints to Energy Co, Minister Sharp, Minister Scully and the Ombudsman. We've raised serious concerns and in return received vague responses, technical deflections and in some cases false claims. A clear example of this is a case that we raised regarding Chaffey Dam. Energy Co initially claimed at a community meeting in September 2024 with over 200 residents at Wooloman that the transmission lines would not affect the aerial firefighting around Chaffey Dam and the Chaffey Dam was not a water bombing site. The attendees at the meeting exploded in disgust at the lack of expert knowledge that was being espoused at this meeting. That knowledge would potentially result in life-threatening implications for our community. Between Christmas and New Year in 2024, the Tamworth region had 8 fires, bushfires, that were substantial. 2 of those fires were in the actual planned transmission corridor route. At that stage, Valley Alliance raised the issue with the media. It was revealed that at this stage that Energy Co was incorrect. Chaffey is in fact a critical refilling point for the RFS. Under media pressure, Energy Co admitted that they had not consulted with the RFS or the aerial firefighting companies that are involved with firefighting in our region. Energy Co has since committed to rerouting their line, but yet again, they have gone and done this without any community consultation with any of the impacted landholders. And incidentally, the meeting we had in September last year, in 2024, was the last community meeting we've had with Energy Co. There has not been any since. They have refused to have community meetings. Valley Alliance has proposed a better, less damaging route as a result of this. That has been rejected by Energy Co on questionable grounds. More importantly, we've partnered with Syncline Energy to explore undergrounding HVDC options. Syncline's proposal is estimated to be $1.3 billion cheaper than the overhead plan that's currently being touted by Energy Co. And more importantly, again, it has 100% support of all the impacted landholders in our area. Yet, Energy Co continue to ignore any of these suggestions and they are relying on outdated government reports claiming undergrounding is more expensive. They seem to lack expertise and a willingness to evaluate modern HVDC technology, despite a private company not only contradicting their assumptions, but offering to tender for the job. The underground solution meets the test of the 4 Ps of environmental project management. Purpose, it delivers on the renewable energy transition, it's expandable and has the added advantage of being dual purpose. You can run other cabling such as data at the same time as you're putting the cables down in the trench. As a result, providing better communication networks to rural Australia, which is badly needed. People, it is supported by local communities and landholders. Price, it's cheaper and easier to maintain over time. And planet, the 4th P, it reduces the environmental and landscape impacts throughout the life of the project. It allows farming to continue as is and obviously doesn't have the impact that overhead would have on the losses of our environmental habitants like koalas and the rest of our endangered species that we're carrying in this area. And yet, incredibly, the recent transmission Planning Review interim report, which has just been released, looks to reward EnergyCo with increased authority and a broader mandate, while reducing budgetary oversight. This is despite their track record of cost blowouts, poor planning, and a massive social outcry from rural Australia. How can any government justify granting greater powers to an agency that has failed so profoundly? If EnergyCo were a private business, it would be financially bankrupt and publicly derided for its continued moral and ethical failures. Surely it is time to tighten the oversight, not loosen it, and ensure that politicians, their departments and public officials are held accountable for the decisions that are being made on behalf of our communities. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr Timms or